What's up, Warrior Dad Nation? TJ coming at you here, head coach at Warrior Dad. Today, I want to address 3 of the secrets to speeding up your metabolism. Welcome back, Warrior Dads. Okay, today I want to just quickly talk about 3 of the secrets to speeding up your metabolism. And I know especially around this time of year, we've just had Super Bowl, we've maybe started a New Year's resolution, kind of fallen apart. We've tried keto, we've tried cutting carbs and cutting out carbs. Are carbs really bad? This diet, maybe even you've tried a juice cleanse, you've tried going vegan, tried going vegetarian, you've seen some documentary that's filled your head with a bunch of stuff, and now you're trying this, you're trying that, you're trying paleo, keto, every diet du jour, or you just tighten it up. I want to get back and I want to trim down, so I'm going to eat less. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I heard about intermittent fasting. I'm going to try intermittent fasting. So I'm going to starve myself all day, and I'm not going to eat until 3 in the afternoon or 4 in the afternoon. Heck, I've heard of you guys not even eating anything until dinner time. There's so much out there. There's so many things that are all marketing and trending, and there's some things that are just, especially for us older guys, they're not great long-term. They're not long-term solutions. Anybody can restrict themselves and get some results temporarily, but what happens? The minute you try to eat a little bit normal again, poof, you blow back up again. It's not sustainable. So here's 3 of the principles that we teach to speed up your metabolism and overcome injuries. Number 1, you've got to eat more to lose more fat. Now, what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is, let's just put it in the analogy of a fire. It's like we're starting a furnace. Say our metabolism, our body's like a furnace. Now, when it first comes to starting that fire, you gotta like stoke it up. You gotta feed some logs into it. If you just dump a pile of logs, too many logs, right away and try to start it, maybe you'll start one of the logs on fire, but it's kind of hard to get them all lit. But if you put one log on there and concentrate on getting that one lit, and then feed another log on there and let that start to burn a little bit more, and then feed another log on there, and you get a good raging fire where it's really, really hot. Once you get a really hot fire, you can take a big old log and drop it on there, and that thing goes up quick. Of course, even with the big old raging fire, you take too big of a pile of log and you just pile a bunch of logs on it. And you don't want to do that either. That almost kind of snuffs it out and slows it down. But you'll notice if you take a raging fire and just throw one log on, wait a little while, that thing goes up quick. Throw another log on a little bit later, that thing goes up quick. The fire gets hotter and hotter. So our bodies work in a similar fashion. So if we go into restriction mode, like I'm only gonna have my coffee in the morning, I'm gonna wait until noon, then I'm gonna eat a salad and maybe a hard-boiled egg, and then I'm gonna wait until dinner time, and then I'm gonna eat a sensible dinner. Your body, it's like you're starving that fire. So our body is a lot like that fire. So what we wanna do is we wanna stick a little log in there in the morning. With the right ingredients, just assume that we're putting in, because at Warrior Dad, we have it boiled down to the right ingredients, the right nutrients, the right time of day, and things like that. Yet it's easy and flexible. So, now let's just say you get up, you want to put a little log on that fire. You want to get that. We want to build a furnace that's going to be raging, and over time, it's going to ramp up to the point where it's so hot. You throw a little log on there, and it goes up, right? So we want to do that with our bodies. So we need to start that fire in the morning, get it burning, and then toss a log in every so often. at the right times of day. We need to toss another log in. We need to toss another log in. That log needs to have some good nutrients. It needs to have some carbohydrates, some protein. And can't just dump a big old giant pile of logs on there with when the fire's barely burning. You try to throw a big old pile of logs on there, it's gonna take forever, and it might need more kindling and newspaper and some cajoling to get it to go. So our body's similar. We need to feed it right first thing in the morning, but over a period of time, as you feed it the right way, and you keep stoking that fire, and you get it burning hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, you can get it to the point where you toss a log in and it burns it up like crazy. It just incinerates it. So now in your body, you start ramping that metabolism up over time. And yes, and I'm 50, and now I have the metabolism of a 25 to 30-year-old. And you can too. I don't care what your situation is. I had a horrible metabolism. I have actual metabolism issues, biologically. So I had slow metabolism. I'm a weird mixture of hypoglycemic with pre-diabetic blended together. It's a mess. And I just thought, I'll never be able to see my abs again. I'll never be able to be fit and trim easily again without some extreme diets or some crazy nonsense. Or fad, get fit quick schemes all the time. And I just figured I'm always gonna have to just yo-yo up and down. That was years ago now. Because I developed a system that speeds up your metabolism over time and gets to burn like a hot furnace. So when you toss a log in there, now but since I've built that furnace up over time, just like you can, with the Warrior Dad system, boom. You can incinerate that stuff. You can speed your metabolism. You can eat like a normal human being. You can have certain guidelines and some principles that you follow on a daily basis, but it's also flexible. You can go out of town and do what you gotta do. You can go on vacation. You can do all kinds of things. You can be a normal human being and not have to be on some crazy chicken and broccoli bodybuilding diet or some keto thing or whatever diet du jour is trending right now. You don't have to do all that. There's another way to do it. Secret number 2 is do less cardio to lose more fat. Now, what do I mean by this? Holy cow, you telling me I don't have to do so much cardio? You mean I thought if I wanted to lose more weight, I gotta run every gosh darn day, just like I had a Warrior Dad reaching out to me. Oh, really? I thought, I was just gonna start running 5 days a week or 6 days a week instead of just 3 so that I could trim down a little bit, and then maybe I'll start to put on some muscles so that I look a little better. But it's a little out of whack. So let me reveal this secret to you and then summarize it in a quick way here. So secret number 2 is about, if you just do cardio every day, what happens with cardio is your metabolism spikes quickly and drops down within 24 hours, and it's back down here. So if you're just relying on cardio to burn off fat, you're on Groundhog Day every day. You have to reset every day. And now if you miss a day of cardio, well, now you're kind of screwed, right? Because your metabolism now is slower. But with the Warrior Dad system, we combine cardio and weight training and strength training in such a way that I'll just give you an example. So say one day you're doing cardio, and whatever your cardio of choice is, say you like to run, like I like to trail run, and this is because I like to do it. It's a passion of mine. I like to run up mountains. But that's just me. You do not have to like running to be a Warrior Dad. You do not have to like running to get in great shape. You can do stationary bike, and if you're in a place that has a winter, that's in the middle of winter right now, you can do stationary bike. You can do elliptical. You can do treadmill. You can do stairmaster. You can do a rowing machine. You can do battle ropes. There's so many options. If you get to go outdoors, you can go mountain biking. You can go cycling. You can go running. You can go hiking. There's a lot of different things you can do. So it's very flexible. So then there's certain guidelines around that. And then the next day, strength training. Why is strength training so important? it is one of the key factors in increasing your metabolism, combined with eating in the right way and fueling that fire, not starving yourself. You starve yourself and you restrict those meals, and your metabolism slows down to a screeching halt. And every time you eat, even if it's something healthy, it's gonna take it, store it as fat. Number 2 is not doing so much cardio, but instead alternating cardio days with strength training days and building muscle. But building that muscle is key to part of speeding up your metabolism. So put it this way, 5 pounds of muscle burns 250 calories a day of fat, or just of calories. So now, combined with the right exercise plan and the right nutrition plan, you can get that to where it's burning fat. And now let's just say you put on 10 pounds of muscle. Now you're burning 500 extra calories a day. And I'm saying at a resting pace. So if you're just resting, you're just taking a nap, if you have 10 more pounds of muscle on, you're burning 500 calories a day extra on top of, at a resting metabolism rate, on top of what you normally would burn. So putting on muscle is key for weight loss, but it's also key for bone density. It's key for getting rid of arthritis. It's key for getting rid of injuries, which is what we're gonna bring up number 3. Now, it is related to the weight loss, because if you're banged up and super injured, and all you're doing is resting, your doctor's told you, oh, you just need to rest that. Or if you're just banged up and injured and you're not moving your body on a daily basis, and you're doing fad diets and doing extreme diets, you're just gonna yo-yo up and down nonstop. However, if you learn how to move your body and work with the blood flow principles that we teach, and how to overcome your injuries, because secret number 3 is resting your injuries, all it does is worsen them and petrify them into place. Moving your body, blood flow, getting the oil out of the oil pan is so important. Think of it like a classic car, or like an older car. If you just have that old car, that old Porsche, and that old Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am sitting in the driveway, ideally what you need to do is you need to start that sucker up. You need to run that engine, get that oil out of that oil pan, and get it up into those parts. And just like even if you're taking a race car, for example, you take that race car, you take that sports car, you want to go out and drive it around the canyons on Sunday, or take it to the track. Well, you got to get that thing warmed up. You got to get that oil out of the oil pan, get it up into the parts, get it up into the pistons, so it can lubricate everything and keep those gaskets fresh and keep those seals tight and everything else. And then once it's warmed up for a while, then you can start to rev that engine higher and higher towards red line. Then you can drop gears faster, you can take those turns tighter, you can go faster. Our body is so much the same way. If we don't use it on a regular basis, all those little seals, the gaskets and the pistons and the seals, are our joints, our elbows, our knees, our hips, our spine, the ligaments and tendons. They start to dry up and get more and more brittle. You have a little injury in there, you did something wrong a few years ago, or you injured it throwing a softball, or what have you, or you tweaked a ligament in your knee and it bothers you when you do certain things. If you just do nothing, that scar tissue and that issue just solidifies and petrifies into place. But if you know how to get that moving and get blood flow in there, and how to break that up, and how to get the blood flow and the oil back out of the oil pan up into that engine, into those parts, you stimulate growth, you stimulate recovery, you stimulate re-strengthening of those tissues. You got to break up a little scar tissue, you got to do things in the right way. But if you do things in the right way, you can get that body moving again, you can get it healthy again. You may not be, depending on the severity of the injury, it may not go away 100%. Like I have an old bad shoulder injury, but I'm able to train and work out and have fun and do all kinds of things with just a little bit of carefulness and a little bit of workaround. It's 90 whatever percent better. Whereas I couldn't even do squats. I couldn't do chest. I couldn't do push-ups barely without it getting sore. So, and now, years later, with all of these techniques and all of these practicing all of these secrets, I'm in amazing shape. I can do all these amazing things. I've overcome so many obstacles, and you can too. So I don't know what you're struggling with or what you've got going on, but if you can identify with any of these things, if you're tired of going on yo-yo diets over and over and over again, if you like carbs and don't want to cut out carbs in your diet, you don't have to. If you think that in order to trim down, you're gonna have to starve yourself and go hungry and skip meals and do all this, you don't. All you're doing, you're setting yourself up for failure when you do that. And you think, oh, I've got a hurt shoulder, I can't lift weights, or I can't put on any muscle because I've got this injury or that injury. You'd be surprised what you can do if you take that injury and we work things around and we find the workarounds, we get blood flowing, and we can work through almost everything. You can overcome any obstacle. You can do anything you put your mind to, but a lot of it's just lacking the knowledge. And if you're tired of just trying to like do cardio every day and you just feel like you're chasing the dragon, and then if you stop doing cardio for one weekend, your body blows up. But if you build the body the right way and you speed your metabolism up and you implement these principles in the right way, you can stay fit on autopilot. Because the truth is I'm just a couple weeks ago on January 19th, so what is that, about 2-3 weeks ago, I celebrated 1 year of not dieting. I did an experiment to not diet at all for 1 year, to not restrict my alcohol intake. I mean, not crazy, but to not have sweet, margaritas or lemon drops every freaking day. But a glass of wine, cocktails on Friday and Saturday, sometimes even Sunday. Heck, dinner out at the restaurant. We went out to dinner last night. Had a little cocktail. Had 2 little cocktails. They were tiny little things. This ginger cocktail thing. Had a little ginger cocktail with dinner. No problem. I woke up, I could still see my abs because I've gotten this system in place, and then it sort of maintains and keeps itself. As long as you live within some very simple, flexible principles, your body will stay fit on autopilot. And it's fun. You're not doing the same thing every day. I don't want to run every day. As much as I like running, I don't want to do it every day. That would get boring. And as much as I like lifting weights, I don't want to do that every day either. It's funny because I've really fallen in love with lifting weights. But I don't want to do that every day either. I want to mix it up. I want to do different things on different days. I like the changing of it. So if you're looking to figure out how to overcome injuries, stop yo-yo dieting, you really like carbs and you don't want to be on anything extreme, you'd like a flexible, easy diet that you can manage even while you're on a trip somewhere, or you're away with your kids on soccer weekends or volleyball weekends, or whatever sport. Or like a warrior dad Darren that I just talked to, and I'm going to be coaching. He wants to start playing soccer again. He misses soccer. He's 54 and wants to start playing soccer again. So I'm going to help him reach that goal. And like my friend Greg, he's actually another guy. He's training for his first triathlon in years again now. And he's another guy that started playing soccer. So anything is impossible. Anything is possible. And if you're looking for help doing that, we are opening a special offer right now. You can go to the Facebook page. You can see some posts about it. Go to warriordadnation on Facebook or on Instagram. But mostly on Facebook, it's the easiest to see all the information about this. But we do have an announcement about that that just came out. The second announcement was today, that we are launching our own mobile app. We have an app that we were using in the past that was kind of white labeled. It was somebody else's app, and we just sort of rejiggered it with our own logo, and it's okay, but it's not fantastic. That's the first iteration, but our new app and our new program is coming out, and it's gonna be a little bit more expensive later. But right now, like literally for this week only, we're gonna take on 10 select people to be in this initial launch group of the new app. So it's literally gonna be a few dollars a day. It's so inexpensive, it's ridiculous. We're giving it away for free practically. We're just covering the maintenance cost of the app and some different expenses that we have. We just have to cover some basic costs. I'm donating my time and putting hours and hours into building custom training programs for this 6-week challenge. So the Warrior Dad Quick Start 6-week challenge is open now for enrollment. We're only taking a few people, especially at this crazy introductory rate. It's insane, but I told the guys, look, this is what we're doing. We need to make an impact in the world. There's too many dads like me that were stuck. And I had a background in exercise physiology and sports medicine, and I even found myself later in life riddled with injuries, a bunch of valid excuses, stuck in the yo-yo diet phase, health issues, staring down the barrel of diabetes, and the doctor was trying to get me on statins because my cholesterol was so high, he was worried. And I talked him out of it. I said, I'm in the middle of doing something, give me 6 more months. 6 more months, we did the blood work. He's like, I don't know what you did, but keep doing it. This is amazing. What are you doing? And I started telling him about Warrior Dad. He's like, that's amazing. I support you 100%. Let's get your blood work done every 6 months and see how it goes. And he's loving the results. So if your blood work is not doing so great, I can help you there. But there are only 10 spots for this initial group. So please, check out the Facebook page. There's some pricing information there, and I'll be doing a little post each day. And look forward to talking with you soon on the other side. If you're interested, you can click on the application down below. I'll go ahead and put a link for that in this video as well. So you can click on the application link down below, and it'll take you into a simple application, a little questionnaire, so that we can get to know a little bit about you and then see what your goals are and see where you're at. It's okay, whatever your situation is, that doesn't matter. We're not basing it, we're not trying to select only the best people, but we're trying to select the right people that really, really care and really, really want to make a difference and want to find a way to change, and they're trying to figure out how to change and they're stuck, and we can help you. So there'll be that link to the application, and then as you finish the application, on the thank you page, there'll be a booking link. Just click on that link and it'll give you, the calendar comes right up. You can select a day and time, and then you get to speak with me live and have a coaching call with me, a strategy session with me, and we can go over everything. And it's not to sell you anything. I don't need to sell this. I don't need to sell anybody. But if we can help give you some clarity on your situation, give you some guidance, great. If at the end of that call, if you wanted to participate in this and you're willing to put in the effort, then we can see if there's a spot open for you. And we're looking for the right people. And I look forward to talking with you soon. TJ here with Warrior Dad, signing off. Wishing you a great day.